Most Switzerland itineraries fail for one reason. People build perfect weather plans in the mountains, and the mountains don't care. One bad call on timing, one day you can't get back, and you miss the thing you flew there for. So we built a completely different approach to planning this trip. Not just where to go, but how to stay flexible when the Alps, and they will, change your plans on you. And honestly, we had to get this right. 12 months before this trip, I couldn't hike a city block. I'd have lost over 85 pounds, got through a kidney scare that I'm still a little surprised I came out of, and now I'm standing here planning 4 weeks in the Alps. So yeah, this needed to be done right.
Okay, but most people can't disappear to Switzerland for a month. So what are they actually supposed to do with this video?
Honestly, because this video isn't really about our trip. It's about the framework. Let me explain. Whether you have 7 days, 10 days, 2 weeks, or a full month, the mistake is the same. People try to lock Switzerland into a rigid itinerary. That works in cities. It does not work in the Alps. For our first trip to Switzerland, we are going to visit 3 regions: Zermatt, Jungfrau, and Lucerne. So here's the system I built to plan this trip. It involves prioritizing what you want to do, and then creating flexibility in your schedule. And once we had it, honestly, everything else fell into place. Let's walk through our 2-tier approach. Tier 1 is your non-negotiables. The experiences you came to Switzerland for. Gornergrat, Jungfraujoch, the Glacier Express, the major hikes. You protect these days. You do not rush them. You give them extra nights as weather insurance. Tier 2 is where your flexibility lives. And here's the part most people miss. Tier 2 actually works 2 different ways. Some Tier 2 activities are specifically for bad weather days. Gorges, villages, lake walks, scenic trains, things that are genuinely good even in clouds or light rain. If a Tier 1 day gets shut down by weather, these fill it. No panic, no wasted day. Other Tier 2 activities are pure bonus. You only attempt them if your legs aren't already cooked, the weather is cooperating, and you genuinely want more. Tier 2 is not a consolation prize. It's the reason the whole trip doesn't fall apart when Switzerland decides not to cooperate. And here's where most people go wrong. They book every single day. No margin, no breathing room. Then weather moves in on day 3, and the whole trip starts unraveling.
Wait, you planned 4 weeks in Switzerland without renting a car?
Yep, and I'd do it exactly the same way again. Switzerland is one of the only places we've been where getting there is the experience. The Glacier Express, the Bernina Express, the mountain rail lines going places roads can't. These aren't just transportation, they're part of why you go. A rental car would have given us parking stress, mountain switchbacks, fixed routes, luggage logistics, and timing pressure at every stop. The trains gave us the one thing the whole trip was built around: flexibility. Real quick, if you're actually planning a Switzerland trip and this is helping you think it through, hit subscribe. We're building this whole series from the planning phase all the way through the actual footage at altitude. You'll want to be there for the Zermatt days. Okay, back to the route. This is where we almost made a serious mistake. Originally, we were looking at 2 nights in Zermatt. That would have been bad. The Matterhorn creates its own weather system. It can sit completely clouded in for days at a stretch. And if you only give yourself 2 nights and the clouds don't move, you leave having seen nothing, after flying halfway around the world to get there. So we gave Zermatt 4 nights. Not because the town needs 4 nights, because we needed the weather window. We stopped thinking about booking activities, we started thinking about booking weather windows. Our Tier 1 in Zermatt. Gornergrat, Riffelsee, Glacier Paradise, especially Gornergrat. That train ride might be the highlight of the entire trip. If weather shuts those down, Tier 2 fills the days. Sunniga, the Gorner Gorge, the village itself. Sunniga, the Fury suspension bridge, and the gorge work fine in overcast. The village is always there. Still good days, just different ones.
Wait a second, I'm not following you. If Jungfrau is supposedly the best region in Switzerland, why are we going there last? Let's start there.
Good question, and the answer is the route itself. The Glacier Express runs east to west, from St. Moritz into Zermatt. That's one of the greatest train journeys in the world, and it only works that direction on our route, since we started from Italy and will finish in Zurich. So Zermatt has to come first. Second reason, altitude. Zermatt sits around 5,300 feet, but the mountains around it are as tall as Jungfraujoch. We built in extra time in Zermatt, so spending this first week in Zermatt gives our bodies time to adjust before we hit the must-do hikes in the Jungfrau at high elevation. And then there's the third reason, the best one. We're building towards something. Zermatt is extraordinary. Lake Oceanisee is stunning. But Jungfrau, the cliffs, the waterfalls, the villages on the edge of nothing, that's the crescendo. We wanted to finish there, not blow through it on the way somewhere else. Lucerne will be more relaxed as we work our way back to Zurich.
Hey, slow down, Steve. Which hikes were actually hard? Because Instagram makes all of this look like a casual afternoon.
Yeah, that's one of the things nobody really talks about. People only post the scenic clips, not the 3 hours of downhill that came before it. For us, difficulty probably goes something like this. Lake Oceanisee, accessible, beautiful, manageable. Stoss Ridge steps up noticeably, lot of elevation like Oceanisee. Tans Bodily, more serious climbing. Trift Bridge, advanced and weather dependent. And the thing most people don't expect? Downhill hiking. While these 4 hikes involve a lot of climbing, we are taking the cables cars to the tops of a lot of mountains and hiking a bit downhill. In part 3 of this series, we will talk about our planned Tier 1 and Tier 2 hikes in detail. And everyone worries about the climb. But downhill is what absolutely wrecks your knees, especially if you're not used to it, especially over 40. So we built the whole hiking plan around that. Hard days, moderate days, recovery days. Because we're not trying to win Switzerland, we're trying to actually enjoy it. And Tanzbudeli and Trift Bridge, those are Tier 2 for us, the bonus kind. We only go if the legs are still good and the weather cooperates. Not every trip needs to check every box. Jungfrau has more variety than anywhere else in Switzerland. Limestone cliffs, waterfalls, green valleys, snow-covered peaks, tiny car-free villages perched on cliff edges. It might be the most visually overwhelming region in the country, which is exactly why people rush it and then regret it. Because the Tier 1 experiences here depend almost entirely on weather. Jungfraujoch at 11,000 feet, completely different trip if it's clouded in. The Mannlichen Ridge Walk, you need visibility for it to be worth anything. So, instead of parking in one spot and hoping for the best, we split into 2 bases, 4 nights Grindelwald and 4 nights in Mürren. Different sides of the valley, different microclimates, different Tier 1 access, real flexibility every single day. If Jungfraujoch clears, that's the immediate priority. Everything else moves. Of course, we have a number of Tier 1 and Tier 2 activities in the region. Here's something I figured out training for this trip. The people who push hard every single day don't get the best results. Not in the gym, not on a mountain. Recovery isn't weakness, it's strategy. So we built it in deliberately. The third region we prioritized was the Lucerne and Engelberg area. This region is on the way back towards Zurich. And honestly, this is the part of Switzerland that surprised us the most during planning. Because after several intense hiking days, we wanted a section of the trip that still felt dramatic and cinematic, but was easier to navigate and a little more relaxing. You have nearby mountains like Mount Pilatus and Mount Titlis in Engelberg, which feel completely different from the Matterhorn and Jungfrau regions. We'll go much deeper into the Lucerne hotels, train strategy, Mount Pilatus, and Titlis planning in part 3, because that's where the logistics really start to matter.
Excuse me, did I miss a meeting? Where is my part in this video?
Hey, Eugene, you got the day off. This one is for us trip planners.
The biggest thing we learned planning Switzerland, don't overschedule it. The mountains control the experience, not your spreadsheet. Every region we showed you runs on the same system. Tier 1, the experiences you protect. Tier 2, the flexibility that saves the trip when Switzerland doesn't cooperate. Turns out the best Switzerland trip isn't the one you planned perfectly. It's the one that had enough room to breathe. 85 pounds, a kidney scare, 4 weeks in the Alps. That's what building this kind of life actually looks like. And Switzerland, that was part of the reward.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching. Leave a comment below if you want us to film something for you during our trip to Italy and Switzerland. Also, be sure to subscribe to our channel for future videos after we returned. And in part 3, we're breaking down hotels, train passes, budgeting, and the transportation decisions that could save you hundreds of dollars.
Including one mistake that almost cost us over $800. So make sure you're subscribed. We'll see you in part 3.
Every journey starts with a decision to train, to take control of your health, to build strength for the life you want and earn your reward.